This is Isaiah chapter 62 and verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace, day nor night. Ye that make mention of the Lord, keep not silence. Koholo Yahweh Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahushua, for giving me the spirit and power to do this lesson, and for giving me the spirit and power to wake up another day to show forth repentance in these last days as we get closer, as Jacob's trouble and gets in more and more intensified in these last days. We need to be repenting and growing in grace, as said 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 17. Right? As you can see, the title of the lesson, the prelude of a real life Jacob's trouble. That's what we're dealing with. I've been reading a lot of articles dealing with what's going on with the Northern Kingdom, and we know they're coming after us too. And we talking about the Southern Kingdom, that's not in the truth. Ultimately, all this leads to persecuting the church. They have to ease all this stuff in. But ultimately, if you really look at it, man, nobody cares what they're doing to the Mexicans, man, and the rest of the Northern Kingdom. Nobody cares, and they're not gonna care when they do that shit to you either. Nobody's gonna care. I know y'all seen alligator Alcatraz all over the internet, and how gruesome that shit is, cruel. They selling hats and T-shirts with alligator Alcatraz on it and all of this shit, man. And it's nothing different, man. They always did vile, gruesome shit like this. They always been like this. Me and the brothers, we did a sit down in my front room, going over how the ancient Romans did this to us, but they used lions, right? They have an alligator Alcatraz in the middle of the Everglades, and I was watching videos of people going out there protesting, and they was explaining how it's an outdoor facility, and they was explaining how hot it is, and they was explaining how many mosquitoes is out there. Tons and tons of mosquitoes is out there, right? But we know that they don't care. A lot of people are commenting on this compilation of videos I put together dealing with Section 8 and housing, and they cheering it on. They like, yes, get a job, get a job, get a job. Like this fucking money is gonna go back to them or something. This money was taken from Section 8 and housing, and it was put into the military. It was put into FEMA. FEMA went from being worth $10 million, now they're worth $107 million, which means they have more equipment. They're going to get more equipment. They're going to get more help, all of that shit. I don't think people understand, like they're funding their own demise. You keep talking about the people's tax dollars. The people's tax dollars shouldn't be paying for this and this and this. Bro, you're not getting that money back. But I brought out Isaiah 62 and verse 6 and 7 because this is the kind of shit we got to keep our people up to date with. Because this is the persecution of the church is going to start. This is just a prelude. You got to understand, like, why the hell are they going after Mexicans, Guatemalans, Puerto Ricans? Why are they going after Dominican Republic? Why are they going after these kind of people? Why are they going after Haitians? You don't see them deporting white people at all. You got white people here that's illegal. We know they illegal. You got Chinese people here illegal. You got Elamites here illegal. You got so many other races here illegal, bro. This is the prelude of Jacob's trouble. I mean, we can't keep reading these scriptures out on the highways and byways and, to the point where people like, you've been saying that shit for years, right? And this is that's how the Lord like it. He wants you to think, they've been doing that shit for years. Ain't nothing about to happen. And then, bam, here we are. Trump been in the house, let's say 6 months. This nigga got 4 years in the White House. He only been in there 6 months and he already getting shit cracking. All the way cracking. Like the flood that happened in Texas. The weather companies didn't even warn them of that shit. They didn't even warn them. And then this shit happens, whether your house blow away, whether there's a flood, whether there's a tornado, whatever it is, FEMA's not there to help you no more. They just recorded 104 bodies that they found. But there's nobody, it's silence. There's nobody there to help these people. There's nobody there to help you. But they just spent $450 million on a FEMA camp, on a concentration camp, on a death camp. It's a death camp. Let's be real. It's a death camp. They talking about people escaping from this concentration camp in Florida. Immigrate. Man, immigrate. They not trying to escape, man. You're going to be using, you got to really think about it. Alligators, snakes. Alligators clean up everything. So there's, this facility can only hold 3,000 people. There is way more illegal immigrants than that. This is the only facility they have right now. They're talking about building more. They're talking about building more facilities. I was reading this morning where they was talking about building a bear Alcatraz also. So this is the persecution of the church, man. And it's something we got to get ready for, right? And Abaratazan, we know everybody's not going to have to go through these kind of things. We know this, but some people are. Some people are, but we see, like I did on the lesson also, we see the cruelty of the heathen, man. These niggas is cruel. They are cruel. Instead of deporting them like you say, why is there reports of a woman tracking? See, Esau fucked up. It's like for him, it's like a pro and a con. Having technology to where you can track everything, because not only that they tracking us, but we're able to track them too. And there's reports of a woman tracking the planes. There was like 3 or 4 planes that they was using to deport these illegal immigrants, right? And they was tracking these planes, and these planes was turning around in the middle of the ocean. So it's like, why aren't y'all taking these? Why aren't y'all landing at the site that y'all say y'all was taking these people? Instead, they're flying out and then they're looping in the middle of the ocean. That doesn't make sense. And then you have articles of five males washed up to shore with their hands and their feet shackled. And there's reports of way more. It's up to like 70. I've seen 30, and then there's other reports where it's up to 70 people that's been found. I'm saying they've deported thousands of people with these 3 and 4 planes, right? And they talking about some of these people was dead when they get thrown in the ocean. Some of these people are dying of hypothermia, and this is in the Mediterranean Sea. These people are dying for hypothermia. These people are, of course, I'm sure sharks are eating these people. And they know this, but this is the cruel of the heathen. And then they talking about creating live feeds for these concentration camps for people that run away as an example that you shouldn't run. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You want to create a live feed where people can go online and watch people run and get ate by alligators. That's Esau for you, though. That's why he create these kind of fucking movies. That's his nature, man. Nigga just sick. And this is why he's the child of destruction, man. You can say whatever you want. He's that lawlessness. He's that man of sin that we always talk about week in and week out. We don't care what nobody say. Ain't nobody more evil than Esau, man. Nobody. This nigga, it was created to be evil. Live feeds where you can watch immigrants get eaten by alligators and pythons. That's what they want to do. Spend $450 for one facility. Bro, it's crazy, man. But this is the stuff that we supposed to be reporting on, giving you an update on, helping you understand that we're getting closer. It's getting more and more intensified. These Edomites are getting more cocky. They getting so fucking cocky, man. It ain't fun. They look at you like you just dirt to them. This nigga only been in the White House for no more than 6 months. And he got all of this stuff cracking. He canceled FEMA. There's no more FEMA. There's nobody coming to help you no more. They talking about shutting down they talking about shutting down hospitals, man. Look, listen to this.
I normally do straight history, but history right now is happening right here in front of us, and so let's cover it. The reckoning has begun. If you think This won't affect you. Congratulations. You're exactly who it's coming for. Trump voters may keep looking away, but the damage is already here.
And if you really think about it, that's exactly what's going on. Trump supporters, they looking the other way, acting like these people ain't getting treated inhumanely. Like this shit is like, it's like, bro, why don't you just say you hate Mexicans and you want to kill all of them? Why are you hiding under disguises? Why are you hiding under a mask talking about deporting them? But then these immigrants is coming up dead, man. They're coming up dead. And I got another video I want to play before I finish that. Of 1 second. Because you have some Edomites, they not with this shit. And this is what's going to create a civil war. And this is part of prophecy. They shall not regard the kings nor princes. This is part of prophecy. This is what we've been waiting to happen. But we need to be growing in grace as it's happening. You don't want to lose here and with the Lord. You don't want to do that. Listen.
This is her down in Alligator Alcatraz. Okay.
You heard them, they in Alligator Alcatraz.
I'm going to address this to law enforcement. I'm a veteran and I swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution. What that Constitution is, it is to protect the people against the government. If you are out there, I don't care if you're in a community that has signed a contract with ICE. If they are performing an unlawful act, if they don't have a warrant and you support them, we need to start taking you down too. You are getting paid taxpayer money to protect and serve. So start doing your fucking job. You're not being paid to protect and serve ICE. That contract came after you signed up. Your squad car says to protect and serve. Start doing your job. Start standing up for your community. And if someone's here illegally, fine. Do it the right way. Due process. Stop this mass bullshit. You can stand down. You have a choice. We saw a leaked Border Patrol meeting, and someone questioned the authority of the supervisor and said, no, this isn't right. That's what it takes. Someone has to stand up inside that department and say, no, we're not doing this. This is not how we do it. I signed up to protect and serve. I didn't sign up to unlawfully go collect people from Home Depot and throw them in a concentration camp. So do your fucking job. Protect and serve your community, and we'll get rid of criminals the right way with due process, and we'll avoid all this other Nazi bullshit.
You see, Esau, Jake ain't even fucking realizing what's going on. Esau is realizing this is the same shit Hitler was doing. Because that's what's going on. They calling it alligator Auschwitz now. Auschwitz. Like goes back to the Nazis, what Hitler was doing. That's what they calling this now. That's what Edomites are calling it. As you heard what he said, he says, stop with this Nazi bullshit. Because truth be told is they actually killing our Northern Kingdom brothers. Now we know, according to the Bible, it's the judgment of the Lord, but in our reality, Esau is a cruel mofo, man. He is a cruel ass man. Evil, man. He got these people out there in blistering heat, in Florida, in blistering heat outdoor facilities where they have to get ate up by mosquitoes and potentially be worried about being thrown and out there where the gators is. Potentially be thrown where the gators and the pythons is. And they strategically put this facility right there inside of a swamp in the Everglades where the alligators and the pythons mostly inhabit. And like I said earlier, they plan on creating a bear Alcatraz also. Ain't that crazy? But go back to this.
Big, beautiful budget. It's not a budget. It's Project 2025 in disguise. A full authoritarian blueprint dressed up as fiscal policy, and it's about to hit you where it hurts.
So you need to look up the word oligarchy. You need to look up the word oligarchy and authoritarianism. Authoritarianism. It's authority. It's about authority being all, you all about authority, strict authority, draconian measures. That's what they own right now. But listen,
let's break it down. When disaster strikes, no one's coming. Sections 80307 to 80309/climate resilience and FEMA funding. Floods, wildfire, hurricanes, no federal help. Your town will burn, drown, or blow away.
See?
And all you'll hear is silence. When your healthcare vanishes, that's in the bill too. Sections 44141, 44122, and 44131 add work requirements for Medicaid.
You see that? So it's not like this man is just guessing shit, guesstimating shit. He's actually reading bills that's gotten passed already. Like healthcare, hospitals, anything that benefits the people, they are shutting it down. It's coming to an end. And it's all about do what we say, and that's it. Turning basically making America about slave owners and slaves all over again. And that's what it's all gonna be about.
Miss a form, you lose coverage. If you're in a blue state, your funding gets cut. And veterans, they'll face longer waits, fewer doctors, and less mental health support, while Trump brags about how much he spent at his golf course. Gender-affirming care, banned. Even for those who serve this country, if you're undocumented or simply poor, Section 44110, make sure you won't get care either. Your
Go look at these executive orders.
When you need a doctor, you'll find that the service no longer exists. And your grocery bill, that's going up too. Trump's tariffs combined with the cuts to food assistance in sections 10008 and 10012 mean higher prices for produce, gas, and everyday goods.
Hey, and it tell you in the scriptures about the wisdom of Esau perishing. And I'm only bringing that out to say, like, bro, Trump don't even understand he's being used too. It tell you in the scriptures in 2nd Ezra, it says that the powers in 2nd Ezra 16, and I believe 19, it says that the powers is going to stand in great fear. So it's going to come a time where they're going to lose grip of society. Going back to the video we just watched of that ex-military, ex-police officer, where he said, y'all need to fucking stand up. You need to stand up and serve and protect. Do your fucking job. But he is starting a rebellion. And it's people that's actually going to gravitate to words like that. And it's going to be the citizens versus the government. And this is part of prophecy. This is what we've been waiting on. 2nd Ezra chapter 15. You can clearly see why they took the Apocrypha out the Bible. You can clearly see. It details by details what's about to happen, what's actually going on right now. The people are getting tired. The people ain't even worried about illegal immigrants at this point. They're like, bro, why the fuck are y'all why are y'all doing them the way y'all doing them? Now we know Esau is the devil, but the civilians, the citizens that walks amongst us, they looking at the government like, nah, this shit is wrong. You can't do this. You can't do it like this. And it's going to create an uproar of the people. And you're going to have Jake trying to help. And then in the time of Jacob's trouble, you're going to have Edomites trying to help Jacob. This shit is all unfolding before our eyes. Straight up.
And yes, the neighborhood could lose their SNAP benefits at age 64.
So think about it like that too. Trump just cut everybody's Section 8 in housing. I did a compilation of videos going over it. He get everybody that's on it, you got 2 years and they're gonna cut you off of it and you gotta fend for yourself. So we know food stamps is coming next. Because they already been talking, they were talking about that before the Section 8 in housing. They just got to the Section 8 in housing first.
What about the institutions holding your town together? Section 50002 and 50003, gut funding and oversight. Say goodbye to your pharmacy, post office, or bank, and don't expect anyone to fix it. Then there's your job. Sections 90004 through 90006 allow a massive civil service purge. You could be fired and replaced with an unqualified loyalist, and your pension slashed, education not not spared. Section 30061 bans DEI programs. Your daughter's school will stop teaching critical thinking and start teaching obedience. If she's not white, wealthy, or male, she's left behind. And the books, gone. The federal government will now decide what.
So you get it, man. He just keeps on going. And the point that I like about and what makes me attracted to listening to certain podcasts is when they actually bringing out proof. I'm going to watch it. I don't give a fuck if he a Edomite. I don't care if he a Elamite. I don't care what nation he is. If he's bringing out proof, he's useful. He's useful. What makes it difference between me and him is I'm going to bring out scriptures with it. I'm going to show how this is the Lord's plan. That's the difference. But you got some Edomites they're more of a watchman, of course for their country, but they're more of a watchman than some of these niggas teaching. Some of these niggas teach, they just sit around and let all this happen, not warning their people. This is part of feeding the lambs, the sheeps. Through the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. We showing them this and showing them how they better get right now and not wait till later, man. That's what we showing them. Whether they hear or forbear. We need to be making reports. And this is how you can tell, man, if your teacher, whoever teaches you, really cares about you. Because they're going to give you updates and warnings. How else are you going to instill fear in the people? How else? Well, you should. All I see is niggas going back and forth showing how smart they are. That's all you fucking see. And showing how smart they are. That's all you see. And that shit get irritating, man. That get irritating. But when you read 2nd Ezra chapter 9, we're in the time of 2nd Ezra. So it's going to be a lot of 2nd Ezra verses being brought out, from the, different camps that actually teach what's going to happen in the last days. A lot of 2nd Ezra is going to be brought out. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 7. Matter of fact, let me go back to 5. 2nd Ezra chapter 5 and 1. It says, nevertheless, as concerning the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number. They're going to be taken, no matter where they're taken, they're going to be taken in a great number. Right? And that's what we're looking at. People being taken in a great, and it's going to get far more greater. Here on earth, in our reality, Trump wants to make America white again. He don't want to make it. That great is silent, and it's supposed to be a W right there. Make America white again. That's why they're importing Edomites and they're exporting Jacob, because they understand we're the majority of this nation when they brought in all these slaves. It was a pro and a con for them. But they see we're starting to get educated. We're learning how to deal with money. We're learning how to deal with real estate. We're learning and we can easily push them out the way. So they got to make a move like this. And it's pissing them off. They hate that Jacob, no matter where you put them. They got the phrase, put me in a jungle and I bet I'll come out with a chinchilla. You know what I'm saying? That's what's used. That's Jacob. You can put Jacob anywhere and he's going to come out, on top. And Jacob out there, making music with the animals like Jungle Book. He making music with the animals and shit. They can't stop us no matter what. And that shit pisses Esau off. But what really pisses him off more than anything is that birthright being taken. Now, over generation, over thousands of years, they don't understand why they hate us. Their hatred is grown and they've lost the understanding on why they hate us so much. All they know is that they hate us. Now you have the elites, they understand because they go over this kind of shit all the time. But the everyday Edomites, the Trump supporters, y'all gonna get forsaken too with y'all dumb asses. They gonna get forsaken too. All these secret Trump supporters, all these blunt, open Trump supporters, bro, they gonna do y'all bad too. Y'all gonna be left out here to starve when these hospitals get closed down. Y'all not gonna get no help. Y'all just pawns, man. And we know what pawns are used for. So it says, they're going to be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. These are the times that we're coming upon right now. The way of truth is going to be hidden. Coming after the prophets, the teachers, the apostles, coming after those men in the way of truth. They're going to try to hide it, and they're going to hide it. No, by persecuting us, because we're going to be on the run and not being able to do videos. But there's a parable on that in Matthew 25. Yahushua spoke of that. It says, and the land shall be barren of faith. So if you don't have faith or belief, what are you? You're just what's the term? Where somebody just anarchy. It's going to be complete anarchy. If you don't know what anarchy is, let me get the word anarchy. So anarchy is a state of disorder due to absence or non-recognition of authority or other controlling systems. It says the organization of society on the basis of voluntary cooperation without political institutions or a hierarchy government, anarchism. Anarchism, Salakia. That's what we're coming upon, anarchism, where the people they don't believe in shit and they no longer gonna listen to the government. So what is that going to create? Cannibalism. That's going to create a lot more deaths, the disregard of children, the disregard of elderly people, the disregard of women. Look, I was showing the brothers. Should I even show my wives this? And it's true, man. It's just what it is, man. And people have to understand, like everything. This being a hypersexual generation, you got to understand this plays a part in prophecy. Sex is going to be used to judge people in the days we're coming upon. Look, you don't gotta believe that. You don't have to. But when it happens, you was told. So this is Second Ezra 5 and 10. I'm gonna just read the verse. It says, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. It's talking about righteousness. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. When you go to the word incontinency, it says not holding back or lacking restraint. It refers to inability to control bodily functions like urination or defecation, but also carries connotations of a lack of self-control in other areas, particularly, specifically, sexual desire or moral conduct. That's the Bible prophesied that this is what's going to happen. This hypersexual generation, every time you see a woman, you wanna get behind her and shit and hump her. Or the women, she looking at you and how tall you is, and she trying to see how, she trying to imagine how big your rod is. Bro, all that shit play a part in the prophecy that we're waiting to happen, that we're watching unfold before our eyes. It talks about unrighteousness flourishing, and then it mentioned incontinency, which goes into the lack of self-control. You having a sexual desire, you can't control yourself. Niggas is foaming out the mouth, man. It says, it's Second Ezra 5 and 1. And the land shall be barren of faith, but iniquity shall increase above that which now thou seest. So the iniquity that we see in robberies, murders in certain neighborhoods, kid trafficking, bro, it's going to get way more intensified. It's going to get way worse, especially trafficking. Women being trafficked, that's going to be way worse. Children being trafficked because they're going to be used as slaves and sex slaves. I got this one woman, I got a chain of women. Imagine a man having a chain of women, and he's taking them to a man that he knows, a group of men that he knows over in another area or another region that's hiding out. And he's like, I got these women, he'd be like, I got the beans, I got the toilet paper, I got the toothpaste, I got some nice cologne. This is gonna be the shit that's mostly important in that day. That's what's gonna be important. And they're gonna be trading women for foods and perfumes and shit, man, and colognes and shit, batteries and shit, flashlights. That's what women are gonna be getting traded for in these days that we're coming upon. This is why we have to win with the Lord, because this is something you can never physically get ready for. You're never going to be able to physically get ready for what's coming. Jacob's trouble or the great tribulation period, you're not going to be able to get ready for it, man. You're not. So it says, but iniquity shall be increased above that which thou now seest, or that thou hast heard long ago. So iniquity, even in Maccabees, first Maccabees chapter 1, it says it says that and when Esau came into rulership, multiplies evils multiplied on the earth. It says it's going to be increased more than that what thou heard long ago. The medieval times, it's going to be worse than that. We're looking at more high technology type shit. We're looking at all kind of different shit that's going to be more intensified and magnified than the days of old, man. It says, and the land that thou seest now to have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly. And this is what we're looking at. I'm driving down the street and I just see fucking trash all on the sidewalks. You got fucking nut ass zombies going crazy everywhere. You got fucking birds eating grass. You just got all kind of shit going on, man. All kind of shit going on. And all you see women worrying about is fucking twerking. Like I was hanging out with this woman not too long ago. It was me and a brother, his wife, and it was a woman, I was hanging out with, because I was into her a little bit. And, we was chilling inside of a home. And like every time, every chance she got, she just got up and just started twerking. Just start twerking. I'm just like, I will never take her outside in public. Never. That's crazy. That's all you women know is fucking twerking. That's all you know. And I don't think she could help it. I think she twerked so much that it became part of her character. It became part of her character, man. And that's just the truth. And all niggas know is to show how gangster they is, how tough they can be. But these times we're coming upon, that shit is gonna be used against you. Women ain't gonna be twerking. They ain't gonna be. I just seen a white woman. She was walking her dog. She was running with her dogs, and she had on a skirt, bro. And you can see her ass cheeks, bro. Women ain't gonna be dressed like that in these days we coming upon. They gonna be too afraid to. This is where Isaiah 4:1 gonna come into play. They gonna eat their own bread and wear their own apparel. They gonna be fully fucking dressed in that day. This is what we coming upon. So this place is gonna be suddenly wasted. The place that we seen take root, and was once a great nation, like Trump saying we make America great again, it's gonna be suddenly wasted while they're trying to do that. It's just not gonna happen, man. It's not. This shit is over. It's time for y'all to pay for y'all's crimes, man. You even got Edomites saying, like, bro, this shit is wrong. We can't be doing this to these people. But they not even considering how they have to pay for what they did in the 1800s and the 1500s to the Native Americans and the Mexicans. But they think the shit they doing now is wrong. Bro, y'all tab is already full. It's over. America's never going to be great again. It's not. So it says, verse 4, but if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the third trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. And blood, and that's all I want to get out of there. So I want to go to chapter 9. And verse 4 going into, you're going to start to see better times, better days after, the Most High God bring all of this tribulation, all of this judgment upon these nations, not just America, upon these nations, right? We know the sun and the moon goes into, you see sunshine, start to get better. But 2 Ezra 9:7, it says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils. Of course, the word perils goes into dangers. It says that you're going to be preserved from the said perils, the dangers. But it gives specific and particular details on the people that's going to be saved. like Isaiah 65:12. It says that everybody's going to bow down to, all our people going to bow down to the slaughter, except the ones that did the will of the Father and followed after his son, his only begotten son, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. You got to choose now which side of the fence you're going to be on. You got niggas who don't know what's going on whatsoever. They too busy gangbanging. You got, and thugging, and all this extra stupid shit. Women too. You got niggas who know about the truth and ain't doing nothing. You got niggas that was once doing the truth and they ain't doing shit no more. And then you have men that's staying diligent, going out to the highways and byways, doing their sit downs, housing the poorly, not just housing, but helping their brothers, actually putting in fucking work to help their people, instead of trying to find every fucking excuse not to help your people. You got niggas that they won't even house believers. They won't even house them. They won't even help them. Right? And they got all these excuses. Why? Instead of just trusting in the Lord. This man is a believer. You're supposed to help him. But they find excuses on why they don't want to. But housing the believers, giving alms, fasting, praying, studying, doing all these things, man. And the Most High is going to reserve you. He tells you that. He says in 2nd Ezra chapter 3, I think it's 4, chapter 4. He said he will give you a first place in his resurrection. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and 23. I'm going to start at 21. Oh, I started 20. It says, do right to the widow, judge for the fatherless, give to the poor, defend the orphan, clothe the naked, heal the broken and the weak, laugh not a lame man to scorn, defend the maimed, and let the blind man come into the sight of my clearness. Obviously, it's talking about the word of God, showing them, teaching them. It says, keep the old and young within thy walls. Wherever thou findest the dead, take them, bury them, and I will give thee the first place in my resurrection. You see that? You partaking in the good fruits of all this tribulation that you had to go through. It's just like a laborer, a husbandman. He put all this work in, blood, sweat, and tears to make this garden flourish, and he get to enjoy the fruit that come from it, the vegetables that come from it, the grain that come from it. He's turning his grapes into wine now, and he's actually getting to enjoy it. He got some stored up to where it's aging, to where it's nice and potent. That's what the Lord got for us, man. Well, we got to be ready for it, man. And the only way we can get ready for it is simply coming back and doing what he instructed us to do in these last days, man. Not fucking playing around chasing these fucking women. That's all these niggas want to do is chase women, man. That's all niggas do is chase women. And that's all women do is be half naked for these men. Just a big ass hypersexual generation. All right, so now let me go back to 2nd Ezra chapter 9. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 9 and verse 8. Shall be preserved from the said perils, and see my salvation in my land and within my border, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. You see that? This is why you see the northern kingdom getting done the way they're getting done on a spiritual level. A spiritual man is going to judge of all things. They getting done like this because of their sins. Northern kingdom is heavy into idolatry. Them niggas worship Mary, bro. Them niggas worship Mary, bro. They worship Mary, and they don't want to repent from that kind of stuff, even though the men are out them showing them, saying, hey, this is the way, walk ye in it. Right? And it's coming for the southern kingdom too. All these women with this ass worship, getting BBLs and all this shit, worshiping their ass, getting fucking needles this long stuck in their ass, and getting shit and getting fat injected in it just so they can walk around and have men lust after them. Straight up. And the men that's actually worshiping these women. Going on OnlyFans, putting a whole fucking check on a woman getting naked and playing with herself. What we know as Instagram models. Incontinency. It says, then shall they be in pitiful case. Let's see what a pitiful case is. A situation, person, or thing that invokes feeling of pity, sadness, or even contempt due to its inadequacy or poor condition. So we looking at the Northern Kingdom, and it's pitiful, man. It's like, damn, bro, that happened to them. We get blazing, we get that fire put in us where it makes us mad. But they did this shit to themselves, man. They sinned. They didn't want to stop sinning. When we try to teach them the Bible, they act like they don't know English. All that shit. Ephraim is known for sleeping with their father's wives. Ephraim is known for that, sleeping with their best friends and their cousins' wives. They known for that shit. Go read Hosea. It tell you that. I think it's Hosea chapter 7. That whole chapter is dealing with how Ephraim loves the adultery is a blazing fire inside of him. They will love to sleep with your wife, man. Or their father's wife. No matter whoever wife. If they hear you got a wife, they ready to sleep with her, man. So they getting judged, man. They're getting judged, thrown off of planes in the middle of the ocean with their hands and their feet still shackled. That's judgment from the Lord, man. But the Lord also made it backfire on Esau because these bodies are washing up to shore. No mammal in the ocean is eating them. It's backfiring also. But he said, then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways. And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. And that's what we're looking at. Alligator Alcatraz. That's torments. That's tortures and torments for an evil servant. That's what we're looking at. The Lord warned us that this shit was going to happen. And he told us not to cry for them. In Jeremiah chapter 7, I believe. He says, do not cry for these people because they fucking evil. Our people is evil. You got niggas that know about the truth, man. Niggas that you didn't seen on the camera. Hey, some of these men taught you at one point in time. And these niggas then went back into the world. They doing what they want to do in the world. They'll post something here and there on Facebook or Instagram or whatever. But they don't want to serve the Lord no more. The Lord exposed their true intentions. And now they're exposed. It's just like a gay dude in the hood. When a nigga get exposed for being gay, he like, fuck it, and he just go be gay now. He's openly gay now. The Most High expose niggas for their true intentions, and then they actually go pursue those true intentions openly. That's just what it is, man. You got niggas on Facebook bragging about tattoos that they got before they came into the truth. But now they've been in the truth 10 plus years, and now they're fucking bragging about having tattoos. Bragging about it. They're literally posting their old ass tattoo on Facebook and like bragging about it. That's not. I wish I can get. I only have one tattoo, and I wish I can get it removed. I wish I would have never got it. How about that? Straight up. And you got a lot of Israelites in the truth wish they never got tattoos, and they marked up. Their whole body is marked up. But you got niggas bragging about having tattoos on Facebook. Like this shit is cool. And it just shows you they lost the sauce. They not spiritual enough to understand this shit is wrong. They don't have it no more. They lost the sauce. You know what I'm saying. They lost the spirit. The Lord withdrew his spirit from them. So it says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Issachar. Oh shit, the northern and the southern kingdom. And they that have loathed my law while they had yet liberty. Right? They chose to follow the Constitution over the laws of God. They're actually showing they can be obedient to something. You know what I'm saying? And if they do break a law, it's a minor law, like, going 10 miles over the speed limit. Some stupid shit like that. jaywalking or something like that. They're not breaking major crimes. But then when it comes to the laws of God, we can't keep those. And it's a witness against them. It says, while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, like the times we in now. It's men everywhere out there on the highways and byways telling you to repent. And here it is, you lost his law, you hated it, you ignored it. And you thinking the Most High God ain't gonna judge you in the worst way? He tell you, he in 2 Ezra 15 and 24, he said he's not sparing any sinners. And these are the results of it. Alligator Alcatraz, Bear Alcatraz, the floods without any government assistance. The people that's supposed to be, the people that's placed over you literally to help you. In a time like that, like a natural disaster, that's their job to help you in a time like that. That's why they supposedly, that's why they're supposed to be having these councils, so that they can help benefit the people in a time when they need it. These people are the ones who's taking away FEMA. So when there's a natural disaster in your town, city, state, bro, they're not coming to help you. They're not. And pretty soon when your children are sick, they're not coming to help you. There's not going to be any drugs that you're going to be qualified to get. Just like they have a cure for AIDS, but you can't get to it. They make sure you can't get to it. But they give it to rich people like Magic Johnson. He got a cure for it. And other people that got cure for it, they got cures for it. You just don't have access to it. When you become rich, you go into a whole different bracket of not only understanding, but necessities. Things that you need is more easier to get your hands on. You understand that there is help, but they not giving it to the poor, man. These are the people that's over you that you support. While you saying that we teaching hate. You say that we teaching hate. These niggas is actually showing you hate. That's crazy. So you got to choose which path you're going to go down. You want to go with the men who sounds like they teach hate, who's actually teaching you the ways and judgments of the Lord? Or do you want to go down the path of people who's actually exhibiting hate towards you? You got to choose which one you want to serve, man. It's up to you. At the end of the day, it's up to you. Gotta choose, man. This is not a game, man. It's getting worse and worse. It's getting more intensified. I got more scriptures I can bring out, but my time is up, man. So, Lord willing, you was edified, even if it's just a little bit, man. If you're watching this video, go and look up those executive orders and see how real it is for yourself, and post it. Post it. Create your Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and just dedicate it to the Lord's work, to being a watchman or a watchwoman, or you reading scriptures, whatever, man. You got to do something for the body of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, the ministry. Something. Who gives a fuck if you ain't got that many views? You don't got that many subscribers. Who cares? You want to be able to stand in front of Yahweh Shah and say, I did what you instructed me to do. Here's my talents. So until then, I say shalom.